Welcome to the Four Wheels and a Hat podcast.
Well, hello there to Four Weddings and a Hat. No, I was saying Four Weddings and a Hat.
You're thinking of 4 weddings and a funeral then?
4 weddings and a funeral. Oh my goodness. This is Four Weddings. No, I've said it again. I've said it again. Four Wheels and a Hat podcast.
Why are you obsessed with weddings this week? Is it something you need to tell us?
Yes, I'm getting married again. I think what it is I've just got the new Vogue with Renée Zellweger, who I really, really like from, what was she in?
What was her big film? Yeah, what was
her big film was Bridget Jones. Bridget Jones. But she was in the one with Tom Cruise, wasn't she?
Well, Top Gun.
That was Kelly McGillis, wasn't it?
Yes.
She was in Jerry Maguire.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when he goes, show me the money?
Yes.
That one, I love that film. Yeah. But it reminded me because it's got that she was with Hugh Grant, wasn't she, in Bridget Jones? And Hugh Grant was in Four Weddings and a Funeral. So I had him on my brain. On my mind. So yes, you are listening to Four Wheels and a Hat podcast. And if you really enjoy our podcast, myself and Mike and my fabulous guests that I have on, please subscribe on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram and TikTok. That will be fabulous. Hello, Mike. How are you today?
Yeah, hello, Grace. Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, very nice.
Have you had a good day?
A busy day. My car passed its MOT, which I was really thrilled about. Because,
oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because it's had no work done for about a year, and it passed last year as well. So that's good, isn't it?
That is really good. You must really look after your cars, though.
Well, I don't do anything more than anybody else. In fact, I have somebody come and wash it every month. But,
really?
Yeah. But, yeah.
Are you very tidy inside as well?
Yeah, I do like a tidy car.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a man thing? Because mine's are quite, mine just needs cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah,
it just needs cleaning and just... Would you ever leave like a banana skin or...
No,
you see, I don't, but kids do.
Yeah. Well, this is kids, isn't it? You need to train them properly.
You do have to train them. Were you very strict on your son? Very strict?
Well, I didn't... if I had a posh car, I wouldn't particularly like them eating too much in the car. But, sometimes you have to just...
I know, it's the crumbs, isn't it? Because the crumbs get everywhere.
I know, yeah. And that encourages mice. And I had a field mouse in a car once that caused about... £3,000 or £4,000 worth of damage, and it was literally a couple of weeks old with this car.
Are you sure it wasn't you just getting hungry?
No, they nibbled all the wiring loom.
Did you leave cheese in there?
No, it was just they must have liked the smell of the new wires or something.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
you get that with cats as well. They chew wires, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you have cats?
But I've had some squirrels in my loft that seem to have chewed through some wires.
Really,
But
squirrels?
The house I bought, yeah.
I know that you can get bats. Never heard of squirrels in a house.
Yeah, they do. I don't think there's streets around. They like it, don't they?
Do really?
Squirrels, yeah. Squirrels, field mice.
But you do live near fields, yeah?
I do,
fields.
yes. Yeah.
You live in the countryside.
I live in the country, yes.
Yeah.
Where you can have your log burning fire. And I was just looking in the paper. You showed me the paper about people in Brighton that are telling their chimney sweeps to park away from the house because they're embarrassed about having a log burning stove.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
it must be an environmental friendly.
Obviously, yeah.
We're turning very environmental.
They are, but they're much better now, aren't they? In terms of burning, they sort of burn the fume. I don't know, but I'm sure they're much more efficient in that department.
Do you think some people burn vegetables? 'Cause that would be that would be efficient. Wasn't there someone talking about fuel? Wasn't there someone that used to put orange juice or orange skins instead of petrol?
To make it... Oh, I don't know.
Because I think you can run your car on orange juice. I've never tried it myself. I never would do that, guys.
I don't think... I'm not sure orange juice on its own is going to really...
really take it.
But you would literally run out of juice, wouldn't you, if you ran out of fuel?
You're full of the one-liners there.
Yeah. But, I was... But what I was going to say was about log burners, just to finish off that whole subject, is that the fuel has to be, you can't sell wet logs anymore. So the logs have to be, I think it's like 18 or 16% top moisture content or something like that.
Yes, because we went to a fabulous pub in Ilmington, because I did a run on Sunday, the Ilmington, where you get sausages as well from Barry the Butcher.
Oh, nice.
Which is fantastic, and that inspires you to actually finish that race because you think, oh, I've got some sausages coming. And then we went to, because it was really cold, the Howard Arms was closed, so we went to a gorgeous pub called the Red Lion. And they had a log fire there, which was lovely. But she said the logs weren't very good because they weren't burning properly. And I was going to say, are they a bit damp?
Yeah.
Got to be careful of that.
If it's people who just chop their own logs down and throw them in, you have to, because some trees you have to store for like 18 months before they
Really? I thought
they
you were going
dry
to say
out.
18 years.
No. I think some trees are better. I think ash tree, I think you can store it for 3 months and it dries, but
Really?
to buy it, I know you have to have it a certain percentage of moisture content. It's illegal to sell it if it's not got.
You seem to know a lot about the logs.
Well, you know, I've got a log fire. I've not a log burning stove.
Yeah, but you seem to know a lot. I mean, I'd have log burnings, but I wouldn't know things like that. But I suppose you do your research.
Well, I do try a little bit.
Where'd you get your logs from then?
Well, I was buying them from a company that sell you a big truckload at a time.
Yeah.
But actually, funny enough, when I bought my current house, there's a store with loads of logs in that they've got from the grounds.
Yeah.
And I've been using those because there's, I mean, literally like a stable full of them. So yeah.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
And it's nice and just you come home, you have your fire, and then do you leave it going? Do you have it on, or do you have to?
I don't
when you go
normally
to
leave
bed?
it going overnight. I've got a stove, a wood burning stove, but
Yeah.
I don't find it very attractive, and it hasn't got any windows on the front. It's just in the house already when I bought the
Yes.
house, so it looks nice when it's open.
Yeah.
But when you close the doors, it's just black metal, and it just doesn't. There's no point really. So I wouldn't leave it at an open fire going
No.
really and go to bed because yeah.
But some people do. Would you ever be daring and leave a candle on?
Oh yeah, I could be that daring.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Bit of a daredevil.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I do like just to push the button, boundaries slightly.
I'm going to leave that candle on all night.
Leave it on all night, but then wake up in probably the middle of the night and just check.
You wouldn't leave it
the
by
house.
a pair of curtains, though, would you? You'd leave it, have some.
Should I tell you what? I've got a friend that did that.
Yes.
You've got to be very careful. It could just burn the house down.
Good.
No, I don't know why I'm getting excited about that. I'm not a fire starter, guys. I'm not a fire starter. But there's something about a fire.
Oh
It's
yeah,
quite
an
nice.
open fire is lovely.
An
yeah.
open fire.
Yeah.
Do you like the crackling noise?
Yeah, all of it, the crackling, the vision, the shadows it creates on the wall,
Yeah,
everything.
the
really.
smell.
The ambience.
I love the smell of a fire.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and of course, certain wood smells nice as well.
Yes, it does.
There you are. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
enough about log burners.
Enough about the log burners. Now, when I picked up this paper, I did get the Times. I do sometimes get the Daily Mail as well, because there's very, kind of stories in there that you wouldn't find anywhere else. Very bizarre stories.
Some controversial stories.
Controversial.
aren't there? Yes.
But I just picked this up and just look at this picture. I've got to show you. It just looks... And then I thought, I know it's Donald Trump and his lovely wife. Look, I'm not political at all, but what I did think about it is of when people take pictures of you unaware. So when you don't know, if anyone took a picture of me thinking, they think, God, is she all right?
Back to the smoke again, aren't we? But don't you think the paper will print a picture that suits their narrative at the time?
Yes, and I think if the Times really liked, they'd put a really lovely picture of
Yeah.
him looking great.
Because there would be better pictures of that than Donald Trump, wouldn't there?
Of course there would be, but they love to do that, don't they? They love to push
Yeah.
a boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was interesting, wasn't it? It was an interesting
yes, very
speech,
very
or
interesting.
speeches. Yeah,
Yeah, very interesting. She just looks very angry.
she doesn't seem to have much emotion. Maybe she's had a lot of work done and it doesn't show.
It doesn't show. Yes, I know.
How old is she? She's quite old, isn't she? I mean,
Is
she
she?
looks younger than.
I thought she was
is.
only. I thought she was only 40.
Oh no, I thought she was older than that. She's certainly younger than old Donald, that's for sure.
Really? How old is he?
He's 70 something, isn't he?
Or 80? 90?
No, he's not 80. No.
100? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I really don't. I don't. But so then I flicked over there, and then I read this. It said the only jacket you need for 2025.
Oh yeah.
So will you throw out all your other jackets?
Well, no.
Because you know what it is, a tweed jacket.
Tweed. I don't think I've ever had a tweed jacket.
So it's like this, like a tweed. So that's more like the Chanel jacket, kind of.
Yeah. Is that for
Chanel.
ladies though, not for men?
It's for ladies, but I could see you, kind of like going back to the Hugh Grant. He would wear like a little tweed jacket,
Yeah.
with a little cravat.
Yeah. I don't think
Would
I'm
you wear that?
a cravat man.
Would you wear like a tweed jacket with jeans?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that's quite
I
nice.
quite like the whole jeans and a jacket.
I do. I really like that, and some trainers.
Yes, and a nice
Yeah.
t-shirt.
And a nice t-shirt. Would it be V or would it be round?
Well, that's funny you asked that. It's about as boring conversation as the wood burning stove, probably. But I do like a V-neck jumper with a round neck t-shirt. I don't like the whole crew neck jumper with a crew neck t-shirt. I just don't see the point, really.
What? So you don't like a round neck with a round neck?
No,
No.
I prefer just to have the sort of a V-neck with a round t-shirt.
Yes. Yes, so that you see the t-shirt. Yes,
It's a bit of
and also
contrast.
it's covering a bit of the neck as well.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
might not be your best feature. I'm not talking about you, but
Yes, I've noticed I've got my neck, and you said that while looking at me. I noticed that. Viewers. He was looking at my neck. I mean, I do put neck cream on. I mean, I'm putting neck cream on. But yes, you are right. I think Rich is like that. He likes kind of like something underneath.
And I've noticed that a few of because if you look at jumpers in the shops, they're nearly always crew neck for men. But I've noticed a few people now bringing in these sort of half or quarter zip top things. So it's obviously coming into fashion.
Yeah, I think it is. You do know about your fashion.
Well,
Were you in fashion?
I like to don't know how to follow it. I like to create it.
You like to create it.
Yeah.
So you're a bit like the Paul Smith. Are you
Yes.
the Paul Smith of Henley and Arden?
Could be. I bought my son a nice Paul Smith scarf for Christmas. I've always wanted one myself, but I thought it's too expensive, so I just bought him one instead.
Aren't you sweet?
Yeah, well, there you are. It's
Oh,
me
you
all
are
over.
lovely. And does he wear it every day?
I've not seen him wear it yet, but I did buy him a beanie as well. And
What, Paul
he
Smith
wears
one?
No, it was another brand which I can't remember.
And where did you get that from?
From a shopping mall somewhere.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh. I do like Paul Smith. I like them for the colours.
Yes.
I've got two of Richard's scarves, Paul Smith, because he doesn't like them because they were too itchy.
Oh, okay.
Because I think with the wool sometimes it can be itchy around the neck.
Yeah.
I like that tickly feeling.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't like the tickly feeling around the neck.
Don't you? I quite like that
Not
kind
for
of.
scarf, anyway.
I quite like that. The other thing I was going to ask you is, do you like going to the cinema?
Cinema. I haven't been to the cinema for ages. In fact, I can't remember. In fact, I do know the last film I saw at the cinema. It was probably the remake of Top Gun, back to Tom Cruise again.
Really?
Yeah, they did the remake 4 years ago.
What did you think of that?
It was all right. Yeah, it was good.
I did. I like that.
But if I'm watching a film now, it would be at home you've got all the stuff at home now with the surround sound and a big telly, or on a plane if you're going to a long distance trip.
You can
it's
watch all the
great
films
to have
there.
a film or two, isn't it?
I do. I love all of that.
And then it's gone, isn't it? Journey's gone. You've got,
Yeah.
it feels like.
And also, you've got Netflix, you've got all of that. But there's something about going to the cinema that I really love. It's just sitting, it's just relaxing.
Yeah, especially the last one I went to was a big one in Stratford with the posh seats and
I
stuff.
love it there.
It's nice, isn't it?
I do.
And they'll bring you drinks and food and all sort of things.
Yes, I love it there.
Yeah, it's great when someone like that. Because cinema was very old fashioned, wasn't it? When they've sort of revitalised it by bringing the food and the drinks.
Yeah, do you remember the one in Solihull?
I do actually, yes.
It was really, really sweet.
Yeah.
And then you used to get like an orange drink or like a little ice cream.
Is it one of those little, like squeezy plastic
Yes.
cups?
Oh, I loved it. It was really cute. And they used to play, what was it, Pearl and Dean?
What's that?
That little music.
Oh,
I think they
yes.
still play that sometimes.
Yeah.
I quite like that. Quite like
Very
the
old
music.
fashioned at heart, aren't
I
you?
am I'm very old fashioned at heart. Do you have popcorn when you go to if you did go to the cinema? Would you have popcorn, or would you have like they do in Stratford a big burger?
I wouldn't take a burger particularly. I think I'd rather have food somewhere else than a cinema. But some nice. I like the sweet and salty popcorn.
So do you have it mixed?
Yeah,
You like a bit of a mixture?
But I did go to the theatre at the weekend.
Oh, what did you see?
I went to see Devil Wears Prada, the musical.
Oh my goodness! And that's written by Elton John, isn't
The
it?
music's written by Elton John, hence why I got tickets, because I was in his Rocket Club thing.
Well, you're his best friend,
well,
aren't you?
what can I say? I was keen to see it, and got some tickets when they were released, or when the advance tickets were released.
Oh,
And
wow.
took my son along, and
What was it like?
I thought it was great, and it was Vanessa Williams was the lead.
Oh my
Who's
goodness!
got an amazing voice, but actually, I expected to be blown away by Vanessa Williams.
She's very sexy as well,
Yeah,
isn't she?
actually very nice for
Yeah.
her age.
Yeah.
But the three other sort of lead characters were all absolutely fantastic singers, amazing singers.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough. Well, I think I was being a bit of a cheapskate when I bought tickets, because they were cheaper than they should have. Well, they said they were restricted view, but they were in the first row, so it meant you was sort of missed one little tiny bit of the stage.
Yeah.
But actually, it was fantastic. I think they were the best seats in the house. They were fantastic.
I find that viewers out there, if it says restricted view, go for it, because I've done it many a time when I've done restricted view, and I don't know what is restricted. Yeah. And sometimes it can be there's a pillar. Well, just move your head a bit, and it's fine.
I think this was because they thought the stage was going to be high. Maybe thought it was going to be higher than it was, but it wasn't. It was great.
Yeah.
Fantastic seats.
So never don't go for to the theatre, because some of the really expensive ones you think, what have I paid for?
And I thought they were fantastic for
So how much were they?
I can't remember because I bought them in like last year. But I know they seemed like a really good value.
Yeah.
And it was also on the end of the row, which I always like.
I always like, because my bugbear is when you've sat down, you're all comfy, and then someone comes by.
Yeah.
You've got to stand up.
That's me, especially, if I had a drink or two before.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like beer or some cider. And I think, I want to go to the toilet. And I think, sometimes it's a psychological thing, isn't it?
Yes.
You think, am I going to last an hour and a half?
Yes.
And you can, but...
Yeah, but some places, like the Kit Kat Club, when we went there to watch Cabaret, you can't go out. If you go out, you're not allowed in.
Well, that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
It is, but Rich was desperate one time. It's like, I've got to go.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful. Don't drink too much.
Don't drink too much before.
But I love that you can take it in as well.
Yes, that's nice.
I love that, savouring the moment.
Yes, no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was great fun.
Yeah. So anything else to report? Traffic. I want you to say about traffic. Traffic jams and also traffic lights.
Oh yes.
Henley and Arden.
There's some temporary ones at the moment, aren't there?
Yeah, but they need to move those quick. I was there for half an hour, guys. Half an hour waiting there, and also in Stratford waiting. So I've wasted nearly an hour.
I can tell you some facts about this.
Yes, can you please?
I can.
Tell me some facts about traffic.
I happen to know that the average person spends 32 hours a year stuck in traffic jams.
32 hours?
32 hours. That's like a working week when you're just in a traffic jam.
That's too much.
That's a lot, isn't it? It's like a week's work, isn't it, almost?
Yeah, it is. Just in traffic.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're in traffic jams? Do you eat a sandwich?
Well, the
Do you
trouble
answer
is...
emails?
You're not allowed to, are you?
But if okay, guys, out there, if it's stationary, you're not moving the car.
You're not really supposed to, are you?
No, well, I don't either. I'm just asking.
No,
for a friend.
If I had a chance, I would. I would.
Would you?
No. You can be done for drink driving if you've even got the key to a car, even if you're not in the car.
You can't.
You can, apparently.
What? But what about if your house keys are on the key with the car, but your car's at home,
Well,
but you're in somewhere else? You could be in Loughborough. Just say you're in another country. Could you be done?
I doubt it. I think if there's an intent to drive it, maybe. But I know it's you've got to be careful with these things.
Really? God, I didn't realise that.
But do you think 32 hours a year for each person? Imagine that times that by 69 million people in the country.
That's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah.
Do they need to repair these roads? Yes, they do, actually. There are a lot of potholes around.
Well, that's the trouble. If we didn't repair them, they'd be moaning about that, wouldn't they? Everyone
yeah,
would
they
moan
would be.
about
But it
that.
always seems to be at the same time.
I think it's when there's a lot of traffic lights or cones and nothing's going on. That's what
Nothing's going on.
infuriates people.
The other thing I do think, people, they leave a big gap.
Yes.
Between, they don't need to do that. Sorry, I'm not a driving instructor, but you don't need to do that.
No.
Just get really close to the next car.
I always think that is that when you temporary lights and the lights change, and it takes about a minute before you actually start moving yourself.
Yes.
Imagine if that was like that at a Grand Prix race.
Why do people take so long though?
I don't
Just
know.
get your car moving. I think people are eating. I think people are eating a T-bone steak or something because they're taking too long. Taking far too long. Or they're having a conversation. Do you ever get that road rage and blow the horn? I just need to know.
I would sort of flash the lights first to be polite.
Do you?
If it's like trying to attract attention. All that does though is just delay them more because they look in the mirror to see what's going on. And then
do you ever then just wave? Because I did that once, flash the lights, but then I knew the person. I went, oh hi, like that, as if sorry.
Have you ever almost bibbed somebody? Well, that's obviously the...
Yes, that's what I've done. Yeah, I'm going, oh, hi, it's lovely
Yeah.
seeing you.
Funnily enough, I was heading out of Warwick the other day, and there's a particular place in Warwick going towards my house where there's always a row of parked cars.
Yeah.
And you can just about get two cars squeezed by.
Yes.
But sometimes people will wait for you, at the other end. If you've headed off, if you're overtaking the cars, you've already overtaken the cars. You can't see the other end of where the parked cars stop. And some people will wait, and some people will just try and squeeze through. Anyway, the other day I was thinking, well, he could have waited, couldn't he? Because he started coming the other way. And it's my son coming the other way.
I love that. Or if someone flashes you because they know that there's a speed camera,
Oh, yes.
police speed camera.
Yeah.
I love that. But you're not meant to be doing that either.
Well, no. But, they used to publish where they were going to be each day.
Really?
'cause
Why is that though?
Well, I think it's preventing speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
The idea is to prevent people speeding.
Yeah.
By actually telling people that it's there, you are
stopping.
preventing the speeding. But I know because we used to, on the radio station I used to work for a long time ago, we used to do a daily,
Of where they
roundup
were.
of where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it a quick way of making money?
Oh, I think that's the thing, isn't it, really?
But didn't an old lady, or it was someone, she drove a car, hadn't driven it for ages, and got 6 points on her licence?
For what?
Well, for speeding, because she went over, just slightly over all the time. Point. Banned.
Terrible.
I must say, touch wood, I've never, I've always been good, but I do drive quite slow. Driving Miss Daisy.
Explains why you're late every week.
That's right. I know, but I'm cautious. Cautious, and drive second gear. I don't like
Second gear everywhere.
I don't like to go too fast.
You're the one who's holding everybody up at the lights.
It's me. It's me. But you go through when it's amber.
Well, you're not. Well, if you're already there.
If you're already there. Yeah, but if you're... I do.
Well, if you're already there and you can't stop.
I couldn't stop.
Then you're allowed to go through, I think. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you ever gone through a red light?
No, of course not.
But by accident?
No.
Thinking it was amber?
No.
They are very similar though, aren't they?
Actually, funny enough, they tried to do me for that once. They did try and do it for me.
They couldn't.
Honestly, and it wasn't a camera. It was a policeman who stopped me, and I was driving home on a late night after a gig somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was in a flash car. And
that's what did it, the flash car.
I think it probably was. And I probably did go through an amber because it was I would never go through a red light because it's just daft,
and it's dangerous. Dangerous.
Anyway, I was adamant that I went through on this. I was driving along at a decent speed. It was a big road. The lights changed. I was quite close to the line, so I carried on through. And then this police car chased me down the road. Probably gave me a breathalyzer, and I was okay.
Yes.
But he said, "You went through a red light," and I said, "I didn't. It wasn't." Anyway, went to court, and the judge said to the police officer, "Do you not get an impression that some of these cars, look like they're going faster than they should, or whatever?" He made some indication that his judgment may be slurred by the type of car it was, and he said he agreed, and he dismissed the case. So I got off.
Well done. But if you had been found guilty, even though you weren't guilty, what would be the fine?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well done. You took it to court.
Well, I have been known to challenge things.
But I like that. Sometimes you've got to challenge things.
Well, especially when it's wrong. It's a matter of principle sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But also it does say that you've got to be, if anyone stopped you, like sometimes they say, "Oh, sorry, I've broken down." Just drive off and say, I'll call someone and help you. Don't ever get out the car late at night. It could be just a setup.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be careful.
You have.
Driving home.
Do you ever stop and help people, though? Would you stop?
Daylight.
A girl on a round by a car.
Not evening.
Well, you have to watch, like you say, it could be a setup, couldn't it? There could be somebody in the bush.
Yeah. I've watched too many Midsummer Murders. I love that programme. I've watched too much of that. And I think at night time, Mike, I think you've got to be careful.
I think you have, yeah.
Yeah. Don't talk to strangers.
No, that's true.
So yeah, no, I don't do that. The other thing that I've noticed that's coming back here, it said big hair.
Oh.
It said cleavage, power shoulders, and very big hair.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No, not for me anyway.
But a bit like Dynasty.
Yes, or Dallas.
Yes. I bought a dress a couple of weeks ago with like kind of nice shoulder pads, and I like that. I think it gives you that little oomph, that little bit more glam.
Do you ever wonder that if following fashion like that, some people who don't know about fashion, who aren't quite as up to date with their newspapers, will actually think, "Oh, she must be wearing that from the 80s." She's an old
Yes, I think, you know what? I think my fashion really hasn't changed that much. No. I think I could wear some things. But that's what I love about fashion, that you could recycle.
Yeah. If
you kept things, in a couple of years, it will come back into fashion.
Furry jumpers back in then, are they?
Yes, furry jumpers are back in. Yes, they are.
I'm not sure they've ever been out of there.
But also kind of like sheepskin, like this.
Yeah.
This kind of jacket. My dad had one of these. This isn't his, actually.
I like the way you've embroidered some Christmas decorations onto it. It's very nice. You wouldn't know it wasn't. How it came.
This came like this,
Okay.
man. It did come, but it's very furry.
Yes.
I do like fur.
It's very nice.
It's not real fur. This is kind of like just, I don't know what it would be made out of. It's not itchy. I like things tickly around here,
So you said.
but I don't like things itchy. I don't like too much wool.
No.
Like a mohair. This isn't mohair because it's not itchy.
No.
Do you
Very
prefer wool or cotton?
Cotton, a nice cotton, yes.
Yeah, because that's cotton what you've got on, isn't it?
You can go too fine with cotton, so it's almost silk-like, and I wouldn't like to sleep in silk. I like a nice cotton.
No, I'm the same.
But too much of a thread count makes it like silky and
It's too silky. And then
Too
I
soft.
find,
Slip.
like some people have silk sheets.
yes.
I'd be slipping all over. Like this would be like sleeping on jelly.
Have you ever slept in a waterbed?
No, I haven't. I saw one of those. What was it on Coronation Street? A waterbed.
Who had one of those then?
What was her name? Stella, and it came through the ceiling. The
Oh,
waterbed
yes.
did.
Oh, I remember.
Have you ever slept in a waterbed?
I don't think I have. No.
Would you get one?
No. it
And
doesn't
what's
really
the
appeal.
attraction? What's the attraction to it?
I don't know what the attraction is.
Is it like sleeping in the sea?
I honestly don't know. I've got a nice mattress on my bed actually, but it's got a combination of a sort of a traditional mattress and some sort of jelly thing on top as well. But maybe very hot at first, but I've got used to it now.
So what's the jelly?
It's like a gel mattress, isn't it? It's like a gel, but it's only.
It's not like a temper mattress because I've got a temper mattress.
No, this is more like a traditional one it's like a hybrid mattress.
Oh, I see. And is it good for the back?
It's good. I don't know what made me get it in the end. I think I slept in a
Was it
hotel somewhere.
the sales lady that? Because you do find that you get taken in
Yes.
by their sales chat. Not that I do that in the shop that I work in, but sometimes you get taken in, don't you? Or they've got a nice voice, and you just get taken in with what they're selling
Yes.
you. Does that happen to you, Mike?
It has. Funny enough, I just went to Screwfix, and there was a very nice young lady behind the counter, and I had to go and pick something up for one of my tradespeople. And normally I would order this sort of stuff online, but because I was already collecting my car and it was just round the corner,
Yes.
and I thought I need one that's in stock. I'm not going to bother going through on my phone. I'll go into the store, and then there was this very attractive young lady behind the counter.
Yeah.
And I thought I need to talk to you about staple guns, thinking she would know absolutely nothing about it. And she was a fountain of knowledge. Amazing.
Oh, I love that.
It was great. And I said, I can't believe you know so much about this. And she said, it's only because another customer came in today and I was looking at it.
But that's good. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
I like things like that.
It's when you get a shop assistant who knows less than you about the product they're talking about. That's annoying.
That is annoying. I find that a lot of the time in beauty counters.
Yes.
Is that you'll say, "Oh, I've seen this. It's in vogue." It's that they go, "Oh, which one's that?" You should know. You should know your research,
Yeah.
especially about beauty,
But
about any product that you're selling.
do you not think since COVID people are doing almost the least they can in their jobs? Is it just me being...
No, I
Grumpy old
think
man.
I think you're right. But I think in how people dress as well. I think people do Zoom calls just with their top, bottoms just kind of underpants.
Don't know what's going on down there, do you?
You don't know what's going on. Because my friend said that she was on a Zoom call. Someone got up, forgetting they didn't have and just had underpants on. Got to be very careful.
Maybe they were just being an exhibitionist.
Probably, but I do think people aren't dressing like they used to.
No. Well, it's a good job we're upholding the standards.
We're holding the standards. We're dressed.
Yes,
Yeah.
fully dressed.
Fully dressed. Do you always, like, when you come out, you make sure that you go for a meeting, you get dressed, everything? You don't just put on, like, some joggers?
No. But funny enough, though, if I'm doing work at the house and I have to go out and get some tools or some supplies for somebody or whatever, I sort of then tend to go out in what I'm wearing, which will be very scruffy jeans with holes in and stuff. But
But if you're doing things around the house,
Yeah.
you can't be wearing,
No.
a diggy bow tie. No. Do you ever wear a bow tie?
only for black tie events.
And is it a black tie that you would do up yourself?
I've got one of those, but I don't know. I can do a normal tie. I know how to do a proper, double Worcester knot and all that. But a bow tie, I don't know how to do a bow tie.
No. But sometimes I just like them when they're not done up.
Well, that's the sort of thing, isn't it? People, it's supposed to look
quite like
sexy at
that.
the end of the night, isn't it? It's
So,
very
when you
James
just
Bond.
think, think, oh, just pull it down.
Yeah.
I think just go like that.
Go like in the first place.
And just, can you tie it for me?
Yeah.
I can't tie a bow tie, but just, it's just like wrapping a present, isn't it?
I've been to one of these outdoor events where they have a sort of a boat. It's a black tie sort of events.
Yeah.
But I've gone, and because it's a picnic sitting on the ground, I've gone with like a black tie top thing, the jeans on the bottom.
Oh, I like
And I
that.
thought it was quite stylish.
Yes.
People just thought I couldn't be bothered, but I thought
I like that.
style.
Or that is very stylish. Or just a smoking jacket.
Smoking jacket.
I do like a smoke jacket.
Back to the wood burning stage again.
You know, like Hugh Hefner, not to say, but I'm just saying a bit like a smoking jacket, wearing that with a pair of jeans.
Yeah,
You know?
I think
Or Rex Harrison used to wear a little smoking jacket.
I think like a nice white shirt with a blue jacket and some
Yes.
jeans.
I quite like wearing a tuxedo. I haven't got one, but I'd love one. You know, if like there was a dinner, I would wear the tuxedo.
Yeah, well, that's quite
trousers
nice.
and I think that's a nice look. But I like wearing ties.
Yeah,
I think tying a woman looks really nice.
yeah, why not?
Yeah. Marlene Dietrich used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've got to feel so much of fashion is doesn't make, well, especially for ladies' fashion, it's not comfortable, is it?
But I think you have to make fashion your own.
Yes.
If you enjoy wearing something, you have to wear it. You should wear it.
Yeah.
So I don't always follow fashion. I just, as you can tell, I dress how I want to dress. I just put my own little thing on it. Like
Yeah.
I always wear caps.
Like
and
your
then
tinsel on your very
my,
jumper.
my tinsel that I got from my tree, I put it on. But also, I've always worn caps, and now they're in fashion. They were in fashion last year.
Yeah.
But I've always worn them.
Yeah.
Not at school. I wasn't allowed to at school. We had boaters we had to wear.
Did you?
Yeah.
You were a posh school then, obviously.
I had boaters and little white gloves.
That's a driving school, was it?
Do you wear driving gloves?
No,
Yeah, but you've got a sporty car. Do you ever?
I don't wear driving gloves. Jeez.
What are driving gloves for, though? What are they for?
I guess it's supposed to give you a better grip on the wheel, isn't it? That's what it is, I'm sure.
Is it, or is it just for going like that to people, choking people? Not that you...
No, it's never crossed my mind before.
But I just want to know what they're for. Don't you just grip the wheel anyway?
Well, I think it's, if you had sweaty hands or in leather wheel, it's be better, wouldn't it? Leather on leather, probably. It's probably a better grip. I don't
Do you
know.
think James Bond has them?
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever watched a James Bond film from one end to the other.
Don't
I
you?
like the
Do you just
idea
get
of it.
bored?
They're too complicated for me. All this, espionage and
Yes.
things. I just like a very simple. I like something like you like the chick flicks, the Four Weddings and a Funeral that you keep going on about.
Yeah, I should tell you what, I love that movie. I could
Yeah.
watch that again and again.
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill, I love Notting Hill.
Holiday. Yeah, it's all
I mean,
things
even when it's not Christmas time, I love watching The Holiday. Is that that's strange, isn't it?
A little, but
I just love that film.
I think it's odd watching any film that's got a Christmas scene in it when it's not Christmas. It doesn't feel quite right.
Does it not feel quite?
No.
Think it's just strange.
But
It
you wouldn't
is-
necessarily think of a film that wasn't Christmassy. Watching that at Christmas would be wrong. It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
It's a funny time of year.
What's your favourite film?
Well, my favourite film. I don't watch that many films, but my favourite Christmas film has to be Miracle on 34th Street. I love that film.
Yes. Is that with who is that with who played the Santa?
I know who you mean. It's Richard Attenborough, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
David Attenborough's brother.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he older? Because his passed away now, hasn't he?
No, I'm sure he has, but yeah, I don't know. It's very good, isn't it, though, isn't he? It's
Very good.
Yeah.
Very believable Santa.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you still believe in Santa?
Well, I've seen the real Santa.
Yes.
Did I say that before? Have I told you that before? My story.
I don't think you have.
No, so I went to when my son was a lot younger, about 5 years old. We went off to Lapland to see the real Santa, obviously, because there are
There are Santa.
department store
I believe.
Santas as well.
Yes, but those ones I don't.
But
it's the real Santa.
The real Santa was there, and I was amazed because I always think about this.
Did you sit on his knee?
No, my son did, but there were about 5 different people in front of us in the queue
Yeah.
from all different countries, and he spoke to them in their own language as they got there. He'd listen to them in the queue, and as they got there, they knew.
That's
what language.
amazing.
It was amazing. That's how I knew he was a real Santa.
Yeah, he's the real Santa.
He was a real one. It was great. Yeah.
What was Lapland like?
It was snowy.
Was it?
Yeah. I almost missed the flight, actually, because I had to go to Gatwick and was waiting for a Boots to open. It was in the days before you had phone cameras and stuff. I had a camera. And, of course, your batteries go down very quick in the cold.
Yeah.
So I wanted to wait until the Boots was open or whatever it was, or Smith's or whatever it was. It wasn't open. And I thought, well, I've got time to get some batteries for a go. Otherwise, there might not be a chance. And then all of a sudden, they were doing the final call for the plane. I didn't realize how long it was. So I literally had to pick my son up, throw him over my shoulder, and run as fast as I could down the in the airport to get there.
That was
in time.
exciting, though.
Just got there in time.
That was part of the adventure.
Would have been disaster, though, wouldn't it? If we hadn't got it.
Yeah, it would have been
And he did all the
disaster.
snowmobile stuff and all the reindeer. It was very nice. It was.
What were the reindeers like?
Lovely
So
to
the
see.
reindeers, do you go on one of those with the dogs as well? Did you do that
the
with us?
husky ride.
Yeah.
Yes, all that snowmobile.
Oh my goodness, that's
lovely.
lovely. So
Oh,
how
no.
old was your son when you
I
did
think
that?
it was about 5. I've still got a picture. So in my Christmas decorations box, there's still the picture that we had from there, and it comes out every year. Very sweet.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah, it was nice.
And did you ask Santa for anything, or was it just for your son?
Yeah, it was just for the son. Yeah.
That's so lovely. Anyone else out there, have you been to Lapland? Because I'd still like to go. What, do you think I'd be too old to go? I could take my daughter. Take our daughter, Florence.
No,
She
just
might like
wear
it.
that top with the tinsel. You can go any time. Sure, he'd be happy with that.
Do you think he would? Do you
Yeah.
think- do you think he'd give me my Christmas present?
I'm sure he would.
So, anything else to report? Have you got anything else to tell us, Mike?
No, I'm afraid you've exhausted me.
Have I exhausted you? I
My
always
week
exhaust.
story.
Just to let you know, guys, something I have to tell you. We have got, and remember I said before, the gorgeous Hannah from the cookie shop. She is coming in to talk about her wonderful shop. Now, you haven't been to the cookie shop.
No.
Cookie Cottage. It's called the Cookie Cottage in Sheaves Walk in Stratford-upon-Avon.
I know, really, yeah.
And she sells the most delicious cookies. And why I want to interview her, Mike, she started this business from lockdown. And she was on furlough, and she just had this idea of of a cookie cottage, a cookie shop, selling all delicious cookies, and they are delicious. And you know when you see pictures, and you think, oh, I bet it doesn't taste like that, really. They are absolutely scrumptious. And you walk in, and it's like walking into Alice in Wonderland. It's so endearing. It's so magical. It's gorgeous.
Lovely.
So she started it, and she's got a place in Touchwood as well.
Oh, wow.
So she's got it there. And also she was in Selfridges in Birmingham.
Fantastic.
So she sent me a message today saying, yes, please, when can I come and meet the gorgeous Mike?
Oh, lovely.
So she's
Crumbs.
lovely. Yeah. So crumbs. And she did say she'd bring some in.
Oh, lovely.
So
It's not,
Hannah, we can't wait to have you in this
Yes.
gorgeous studio.
I might have to, stop my diet for that day.
You will, because honestly, Mike, they are delicious. What's your favourite? Do you like chocolate chip, caramel, white, chocolate, dark chocolate?
I like all those things.
Bring them all in, Hannah.
I'm not keen on chocolate cake, so not a chocolate cookie
Not too chocolatey.
in the actual cookie mix, but bits of chocolate in
So like a chocolate
in
chip.
a traditional cookie. Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be my favourite.
And then she does ones with Oreos, just all different, caramel,
Nice.
um,
Sounds great.
Milky Ways, all of them. So all combined.
I hope she'll bring some in there.
Yeah. So just to say again, if you do like what Mike and I do, our little conversations, please, it would be lovely if you subscribed as well. Because I know that people are viewing, but it would be lovely to have you to subscribe on my YouTube channel, which is 4 Wheels and a Hat. Not 4 Wheels and a Wedding, what I was saying. 4 Wheels and a Hat is the title. And also do get this Vogue magazine because it's got the gorgeous Renée Zellweger on. Not that I'm promoting anything for Vogue, but it's just a brilliant, gorgeous fashion magazine, which I love. And we'll be here next week. And I don't know what we're discussing next week.
Well, let's wait and see.
Well, let's just wait and see. But it's lovely that you've tuned in, and see you very soon. Bye for now. And thank you so much, Mike.
Pleasure. See you
Bye
next
for
week.
now.
You've been listening to the 4 Wheels and a Hat podcast.